Up, over, and over. And let's take this all the way into kind of a half forward fold. So let your hips circle around, let your arms circle around, come up one way, and then let's go the other way. So we'll alternate directions. A fun little twist on our warm up. Up, and one more this way. And then we're going to bring our feet closer together and add that balance challenge. So same thing, circling around and circling around, reaching forward out to the sides. One more time each way. Good. Let's go to our elbow circles. We squeeze those arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Find the range of motion you got. And then let's take our feet nice and wide. And let's make this a little more dynamic so we get warmed up. So we're going to sink it down and reach it up, sink down, push through your toes and your hands. Make your body as long as you can. And let's take it across. Punch off to the side. Sink it low, punch it out. And come back to center, reach it down and lift it up. It's like putting all the summer clothes away, right? Two more. Let's bring our hands on our hips and just shake it out side to side. And make some circles. And reverse direction. And figure eights. Just checking in. See how the body's feeling. Days are getting shorter. There's a full moon. Let's reverse direction. Sleep is this word I know, but I don't know what it means. So let's take our feet nice and wide. Hands on knees. Drop one shoulder, drop the other shoulder. One and the other. And then sink it down. And shift side to side. Let's wake up the inner thighs. See how deep you can get that squat. Chest up, eyes up. Sink down a little bit lower. And hang out here. You can put your elbows inside your knees. Push your knees back a little bit. Whew, that's a wake up. Here we go. Bring our hands down. Let's do 6 bottoms up. Oh, connect your hips with your back. 2, and the backs of your legs. 3, 4. Oh, let's do 2 more. 2, and 1. Hang out here in a forward fold. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Get rid of any tension you've got in your neck. Hold onto your elbows and let's gently sway to the right and to the left. Right. Bring your hands onto your knees and roll it up. We're going to step out to the side and over to the other side. Hands can be on your hips, they can be out front, they can be wherever you need them, but chest up, eyes up. Keep that nice tall posture. Good. On the next few, see if you can lift your toes up and sink down. It's going to slow down just a little bit. Get that rotation in. Good. do one more each side. Take it down, turn your toes up. Take it down, turn your toes up. Come back to center. Let's swap our feet in. And come up to standing. Let's prance out our feet. Let's do a little bit more ankle work. We have some single leg work in this first set of exercises. I think we are in the early 2022 workouts. Isn't that a strange thought? That's almost 2 years ago still. Why does it feel like we're like running through all these workouts? We're still not catching up to where we are. Here we go. And switch to the other side. Circling it out. Going in both directions. And we'll do some ankle wiggles. So find your balance on one leg, point that toe down. Keep the work in your lower leg. Beautiful. Toes pointing down. No circles, just side to side. And then we're going to rotate from the hip and lift up. Good. 4 more. Really rotate as much as you can. Hold on if you need to. Good. Let's switch sides. So finding your balance on side 2. Stick that leg out. Moving just from that lower leg. Ankle wiggles, count to about 20. And then we're going to rotate from the hip. Get your knee out to the sides like we're playing hacky sack. You want your ankle coming up to the ceiling. Let's reach and pull and do some butt kicks. And then let's do some hip openers. Last set. So shake everything out, grab a drink of water. We're going to get going into our first set. Our first set starts with a very dynamic wall sit. We're going to try to keep our toes up, and we're going to hold it for anywhere from 60 to 90 seconds. Remember, we're doing all these sets 3 times, all these circuits 3 times. From our wall sit, this is a very leg-centric set. We're going to do a rear foot elevated split squat, which we did a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to look at not just the weight you're using, although that's certainly one thing you can focus on. If you're comfortable with the move and you're comfortable with the weight, we're going to try to add power in. So we're going to go slow down and fast up. So different pacing than we've done traditionally. And then we're going to get down on the floor and do a foot elevated glute bridge. So I'm going to grab a drink before I lose my voice. Find a spot against my window. So feet out, about 16, 18 inches. You want to be able to come down so your thighs are parallel to the floor, knees right over your ankles, and we're going. So thinking about lifting your toes up. So you're not pushing through your toes, not pushing through your knees. It's going to actually force you to push your weight back into the wall and activate everything that needs to be activated. We're 15 seconds in. So I'm gonna see how you guys are doing and how I'm doing, and that's when we'll stop the clock. We're at 30 seconds. I know we can go for a minute, but how much farther we can go beyond a minute, I don't know. But you always have the option of lifting up out of it, coming right back down into it. If you come off the wall, clock stops. Nice. Now we're at 1 minute. Check that your toes are still up off the floor. You're not pushing through the balls of your feet. Weight's still on your heels. And we are at 65 seconds. Good. Let's shake it out. Let's do a little quad stretch. They were working hard. So same size, opposite hand, doesn't matter to me as long as you're getting that stretch. Let's switch sides. Grab a drink. Grab weights if you're using them. We'll go for 1 in each hand. We're going to start non-dominant leg first. So I got a cool new way to get into the right position for doing these. So whatever your foot's going to be up on, stand against it. And 1, 2, 3 foot lengths. And then lift your foot up behind you. And you should be at just the right distance. Hopefully not to wobble and fall over. So let's sink it down and come up fast. We're going to go for 8 on each side. Slow, 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 fast. 4. Whoop. Take a look down when you're at the bottom. Make sure your knee is tracking over your big toe or your second toe. It's okay if your leg is quaking. 1, 2, 3. Set your foot up. And we'll do 8 on side 2. So slow, down, down, down. Pop it up. Down, down. 2. Nice tall posture. Last one, down, 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 and up fast. Good. Let's come down on the floor. We're going to keep this first round of glute bridges simple. We're going for 12 to 15. I want you to start with your knees hooked right over the edge of whatever you're going to be lifting on. So your hips are very close to the chair or the bench. Then we're going to put our knees in towards the edge of it. And from here, we lift up as high as we can and down. I want you to see if you can get a stretch on the front of your hip flexors. Pressing down into your heels. Okay. Want your palms up so you're not pushing through your arms and your back to lift. And 2 more. And up. Last one. And up. Stretch your legs out. Take one leg up. We'll have a little break. Let your legs recover before we ask them to work again. Say like a full minute and a half. So let's stretch out those hamstrings. Circle your ankles if they feel like they need a little bit more mobilization. And then I'm going to back away from my bench and just do some windshield wipers. So I'm keeping my legs and my hips moving, but they're not working. It's really more mobility. And then let's do windshield wipers for shoulders. So we can take the emphasis off our legs and twist down, keeping your shoulder blades pressed into the floor. And back up to center, down to the other side. So let's come up on our knees and just stretch back. Let your quads stretch. Come up to standing, grab a drink. Okay. Round two, wall sit. See if we can get past 65 seconds. If you get to a point where you can't hold it anymore, instead of coming off the wall, just try lifting up a little bit, stay there for a few seconds and then come back down and see if you can stay with it. So we'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Starting here. So what you can do, I can't do this, well, it's awkward with the shade on my window. We can do wall slides. So toes up, you're pushing back into the wall. See how much of your arm you can keep in contact with the wall behind you as you're making snow angel arms. Actually a nice way to keep your mind off of what your legs are doing. We're past 30 seconds. Oops, and I'm slipping. Here we go. Settling in for a nice sit. Forward, up, and stretch what needs to be stretched. Legs are still holding you. We're at 1 minute. See if we can hold it for another 15 seconds. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My legs are shaking like a leaf. Okay, let's do some butt kicks. Shake it out. Shake your legs out. Have a drink. We'll wait another 30 seconds before we ask our legs to work again. If you're doing the split squats with weights, grab them. So power. The focus on this is single leg power. So we're taking a familiar move. Working the different types of muscle fibers you got. So let's go down. Slow, 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 and up. I didn't go far enough forward. Slow, and up, fast. Nice and controlled. Knees tracking over your first 2 toes. 2 more. And let's switch sides. Okay, standing up nice and tall. If you're having trouble not leaning over, bring the weights up onto your shoulders. It's gonna help you stay upright. Down, 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 and up. Down, down, up. You can count 3 down, 1 up. And 8. Take those legs out when you're done. Nice. Power, the ability to move our muscles at different speeds, disappears as we get older. So the more we train it, the more likely we can keep it. So we stay spry. Never thought I'd get to the age where I'd talk about needing to be spry. Here we are. Okay, let's be a little farther away from your bench this time instead of right next to it. Of course, you can't see where your butt is, so it's up to you. We're going to focus on pressing down, digging with your heels in to lift up. 12 to 15. 2, 3, don't slam down on your back. You can power up and roll down slowly, that works too. Yeah. 5 more. 2, and 1. Stretch your legs out. Give your hamstrings a stretch. Let's take a couple of minutes. Stretch whatever needs to be stretched. Whether it's your back, your hips, your quads, your hamstrings. We're going to take another minute and a half. Grab a drink. And we'll go through round 3. And then we move on. Hang in there. Let your legs recover. We don't often do 3 leg exercises in a row. They're going to get a big break in the next round because it's 3 upper body exercises in a row. So getting ready for our wall sit. We did 65 seconds the first round, 75 seconds second round. We're going to see if we can get to 90 seconds this third round. We'll see. My legs were quaking pretty good last one. Let's find our position on the wall. And we'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Sink it down. You need a book to distract you. Change your music. Let's lift our toes up so we're pressing through our heels. Fuzz is a way of resting. You put your toes down and press through your toes instead of your heels. Just notice if it feels like, if you can feel any difference in the muscles you're working. You can sink down a little lower, sink down a little higher. Take the feet a little wider, take them a little narrower. One up, the other one up. We can play all day. We're past 30 seconds. I think this must mean we're getting to the month where we did single leg wall sits. Who knows what's in our future? Actually, what's all in our future has already been in our past, so we should be good to go. We're at 1 minute. Don't let it psych you out. Lift up a little bit if you need to. Come back into it when you can. You're strong, you're capable, you can do this. Shaking muscles means they're working. We're at 75 seconds, 15 more seconds. You can do this. Hang in there, stay with me. 10 seconds. Whew. 3, 2, 1, and bring it up. Nice work. Whew. Give those quads a little break before we ask them to work again. Then we have a row in our next set with core engagement, which is a side row that we haven't done it in a really long time. We're going to be doing biceps and shoulders and triceps. Grab another drink. If you're using weights, do the split squats. Grab them. We're going to change our power pattern for better or worse. We'll see how it goes. So 1, 2. Now dominant side and front. We're going to go down fast and come up slow. So drop it down, come up, up, up. Adjust your position if you need to. Drop it down fast. Slow on the way up. You can feel the glutes working a little bit more than the quads. Lifting you up. 4. Don't forget to breathe. Mix up the pattern. Down fast, up, 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 up. Okay. Take it out. It's a little more painful that way, I think. Switch feet. Drop it down fast. Down to 3 or 4 on the way up. All the way up to a straight leg and hip extension. 2. 3. Use your hips. 1 more. Down, up, up, up. Last one. Down, up, up, up. Nice work. Take your legs out. Let's come down on the floor and set up. You can choose the position as long as you're able to dig your feet or your heels into something and activate that whole posterior chain. We're golden. So think about tilting your pelvis so your back flattens out onto the floor, and then tilting it the other way so your back arches up a little bit. Posterior tilt flattens, anterior tilt arches. Push down into a posterior tilt and see if you can hold that orientation throughout your bridge. Again, we're going for 12 to 15. Dig into your heels. Press up as high as you can. 2. And we're off. Nice. And a bonus, we're going to back up even more and do 3 to 5 with your legs straight. So from here, we'll lift up and down. You have to squeeze your glutes to lift up. Pressing down through your heels, squeezing the glutes. Nice. And then tuck your knees in. Let's take all the tension out of your back. Make little circles with your knees. And go in both directions. And roll over. Let's do a couple of cat-cows. And maybe drop into a quick pigeon stretch if it feels okay. Just check in with how your legs are feeling. We're going to be leaving them alone for a little bit. Let's give them a nice stretch. Grab a drink and we'll move on. So we're going to start with a move called the side row, rotate and press. It's a mouthful. You want to be in a staggered stance with a strong pillar. If you're going with light weights, you'll find you can move a little bit faster. If you're using a heavier weight, and by heavy, I don't mean very heavy. It could be a 5-pound weight for you. It could be an 8-pound weight for you. You're going to move a little slower just because you're in a little bit more of a vulnerable position. But we're using the core. Your obliques are going to be firing really hard to help you with this row. So staggered stance. Think about creating that strong pillar. Your glutes are engaged, abs are engaged, and we're co-contracting a bit. So your chest and your back are working together, just like we start when we're rowing, right? So we're going to row, rotate, and press out and up. Bring it in, rotate, and come down. So be very careful. What we're focusing on is how everything is stabilizing your spine as we're moving with the rotation. The extension out there is a real core challenge. It's also a challenge to shoulders. So we want to keep everything working. Don't just fling your arm out there because you're going to hurt your shoulder. Let's do 2 more on this side. And last one, rotate and press. Moving on to side 2. Staggered stance. Should be sitting back into your hips. So your hips are holding you, abs are tight, shoulders engaged, hugging that armpit in. Row, rotate, press. And down. I'm not reaching for the ceiling. I'm really just going out for the wall. Rotate, press. Nice. Let's put the weight down for just a second. Take a big breath in and stretch out through your sides. Let your obliques have a little rest. We're moving on to biceps and shoulders. So if you remember our W biceps, we start palm out and come up to W arms. And then it's going to be a little pulse. That's from the shoulders. Bring your arms down and down. So W, press, down, down, W, press, down. Good. So my elbows aren't coming any higher than my shoulders. So it's not a full shoulder press. But boy, you can feel it in the shoulders. squeeze in 2 more. Up, 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 up. Good. Weights down. Reach your arms forward, thumbs up. We'll sweep them down by your body and then rotate your thumbs up. Circle out your wrists. Swing out your arms, get the blood flowing. We have a set of tricep dips. Basic tricep dips. They're all strong enough to do them well. So let's find your chair, or your bench, or your sofa, or your coffee table, or your counter. Hands are right by your hips. If your knees are bent, you're gonna get a little bit more support. If your legs are straight, you're gonna get a little bit more challenge. Most important thing to think about with this is not where your legs are, because you can adjust that. That your elbows are going straight back, that they're not winging out to the side. So wherever your feet are, you're gonna lift yourself up, walk yourself forward, and we're gonna go for 8 to 10 dips. Trying to keep your back as close to the bench as you can. Nice. Nice. And then let's do a tricep stretch. Stretch out the obliques. Switch sides. Bring those arms out. And let's grab our weight for doing our side rows to a press. So set your position. Remember, it's all about supporting your spine. So abs are engaged, glutes are engaged, and you're setting your shoulder blades like you're gonna row, rotate, press, core challenge, back and down. Good. Up, rotate. Beautiful. You have a heavier weight, you can make it a faster punch, but it's still a slower movement because of that weight. Punch. And punch. Looks great. And let's switch sides. Same setup. Settle into your feet. Try a staggered stance instead of knee bent on the bench. So let your hips really hold you. So you're sitting back and down a little bit, almost like you're squatting. And then we're gonna row, rotate, and press. So if you have a lightweight, you can do this super slow and extend the amount of time your abs are holding you. If you have a heavier weight, you can turn into a power move. Eight to 10. Grab your matching weight. Back and bicep work often goes together. Whew. Thumbs out. Going for 8 to 10 of these. W, press, down and down. 2, 3, a little pop. No more. Nice. When you're done, bring the weights down, shake your arms out. No rush. And let's settle in for round 2 of tricep dips. We have one more round of all of these and then a quick third set. Going to make us all cry. Just pulling. Okay. Go for 8 beautiful dips. Elbows going straight back. Back staying very close to your bench or your chair. And when you're all done, reach up and go side to side. Do a tricep stretch with the side bend. Take about 30 seconds, grab a drink, and your weight. So you can adjust your weight up, adjust your weight down, depending on how you want this to go. We have our last round. So staggered stance, sitting back into your hips, using the bench just for balance and to stay square. Row, rotate, press. See if you can add that power move. Now your upper body's getting so tired, you can almost forget how tired your lower body was. Okay. Staggered stance, setting up on side 2. Flat back, shoulder blades pulled back. Up, rotate, and press. Grab your other weight. Let's just do some easy side bends in between. So 8 to 10 W biceps. Starting palms out. W and press. Good. Excellent. Weights down for the last time. Forget what your legs are feeling like after the first circuit. My arms are like lymph noodles right now. Let's go through our last set of tricep dips. Knees bent, legs straight, whatever floats your boat. And let's go. When you're all done, bring those arms, get the blood flowing through the shoulder joint, loosen everything up. Come up to standing. Let's do some backstroke arms. Open up across those shoulders. Tricep dips, the shoulders tend to roll forward. The nature of the beast. Take your hands behind your back. Pull your hands up. So we have two things to go through yet. Our C1 is an inchworm with a push-up. We're going to do that 3 to 5 times. You can do this. I saw that face. We can do this. And then a standing crunch, which will feel like a piece of cake compared to everything we've done today. So let's get through those once. Make them nice. The inchworm, keeping your legs straight as long as you can, going out to a plank. Push up if you're ready for it, or drop to your knees and do a push up, and then come back up to your toes and walk your hands back in. And then the standing cross punch, you'll get it as soon as I show it to you. Okay, so 3 to 5. I'm gonna shoot for 5. It's our last bit of work. So we're gonna reach up, inhale up, exhale down into a forward fold. Walk your hands out to a plank. Push up, keep your legs straight, walk your hands back. Big inhale as you come back up. Nice. Exhale down, walk it out. Inhale, and push. Walk it back in, up. Going down for 3. Make sure you're breathing through these. You drop to your knees, that's okay. Straighten up. You can walk back to your feet. I think the walking back is the hardest part. And down, 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 walking it out. I don't remember if this is 4 or 5. And let's go down one more time. Because I can't remember. It's a bonus one. It's the only time we're doing these today. And reach up. Swing your arms out. One last move. So, goalpost arms. Everything from your hips down, waist down, stays forward facing. So we're rotating through your rib cage. So this is your upper body. The temptation is to twist, right? We're not twisting, we want those obliques to work. So what we're gonna do is add a knee raise. Let's knee and twist, knee and twist. One more set. Oh, and take those arms down, shake them out. Roll your shoulders, whatever they need. Swing those arms. And then let's catch one arm. And just give the back of your shoulder, top of your shoulder a nice big stretch. Make sure you're not hunching towards your ear. Pull it down, take your arm across. I'll hold this for about 10 more seconds. You can walk around. I always have a hard time staying still when I'm doing upper body work or anything, upper body stretching. Let's take your elbow, reach up, take that hand and reach down your back and lean away from it. So we're stretching triceps and your side. There you go. And again, 5 more seconds. Come back up so you're straight. Switch arms. So tricep stretch on side 2 with the side bend. Feel it all the way down towards your hip. Five more seconds. And let's bring that shoulder across, arm across, pull that shoulder down away from your ear. Let's come into a nice wide stance. 3, 2, 1. Swing your arms, and we're going to catch them in back. Pull your hands down so your shoulders roll down and back. Lift up your arms and forward fold. Let your back stretch, let your legs stretch. Soften your knees if that makes it a little bit less sticky. And then let your arms drop. And into ragdoll, let your back lengthen. And bring your hands onto your knees. And let's go over to one side. Push that knee back. And we'll hang out here for 15-20 seconds. If it feels good, you can pop your toes up on that straight leg. Just a little bit deeper into the adductors. And let's come up and over to the other side, pushing that knee back, rotating the toes up if it feels right. Five more seconds here. Bring your hands down. And come into half kneeling. Let's do a hip flexor stretch. We're going to squeeze the booty, press forward, lift up and over, or add a twist, whatever feels good. You can push off your knee, brace, and add a spinal twist. As long as your hip flexors and your quads are getting a stretch, we're good. From here, if you really want a deeper stretch, you can lift that back foot up and catch it with your opposite hand and add a little bit more stretch. Might not feel good on a hard floor. And let's switch sides. Okay, squeeze the booty of the back leg, press it forward. Reach it up and over if you want more side bending stretch, or go into a spinal twist. But make sure your knees and your toes stay lined up. They're not going all over the place. And then see if you can lift up that back leg and catch it. Whoops. Add a little bit more quad stretch. Let's come down to sitting. Adjust the camera. Let's come into a half hurdle. Hurdle stretch. I guess this is a full hurdle stretch. Half straddle. And reach for your toes, your ankle, your shin, whatever you got. Try to keep your knee straight and hinge over it. Let's get your calves stretched. Hamstring stretch, back stretch. And switch sides. Work with your breath on the exhale. See if you can reach a little deeper into it. If your legs are shaking, maybe you're going a little bit too far. And then come up, come cross-legged. Bring your hands onto your knees, lean back and let your back round into like the letter C. And then inhale, exhale forward, inhale back, and we'll go around. A few times one way, a few times the other. Just connecting everything in your whole body with your breath. Inhale back, exhale forward. And then switch directions. Maybe switch your feet if that feels good. And then sitting up, walk our hands forward. Here's a one big last stretch. And we can call it a day. Good workout. Thanks for being here.